Hello, welcome to my class. Today I'm going to be teaching you the most important skill you will ever learn as a Christian entrepreneur. I am Milton Chefoin, and this is God's entrepreneurial mind. All right, welcome to today's class. And today, like I said, I want to teach you the most important skill you will ever learn as a Christian entrepreneur. The most important skill you will ever need as a Christian entrepreneur. And right off the bat, I'm going to tell you what that is. But before then, I want to talk to you about Gem Insider. Now, this is a kind of like a secret community, a secret community of Christian entrepreneurs who want to grow their faith, grow their businesses, and leave an eternal impact in global gospel missions. So if that sounds like you, then join Gem Insider today. If you've watched any of my videos before, you would have noticed that I'm interested in models, I'm interested in formulas, I'm interested in all of those. So every worksheet, every cheat sheet, every workbook of every concept that I have is in the Gem Insider community. You need to be part of that community to be able to have those, right? So join the community today. We post up Bible study, business Bible study lessons on the community for free. It's a free community, it's a free platform. You get to network with other Christian entrepreneurs, and you get to be inspired, get to be built in your faith, get to grow your business, and then you get to be relevant in global gospel missions. All right, so let's jump right into our lesson for today. Now, what is the most important skill that you will ever learn as a Christian entrepreneur? Are you ready? All right. It's one word and it's simple. You probably know it. You don't just know that that's what I'm talking about. And that is that's it. Stewardship. That's the only skill. No, not the only. That is the most relevant skill you are ever going to have or you're ever going to need as a Christian entrepreneur. Stewardship. If you understand what stewardship is and you know how to work stewardship, then trust me, you are already successful from the very beginning. Now, why is stewardship the most important skill that you ever learn? The first thing is stewardship. Number one is what sets you up for more. Bad stewards are never ever qualified for more. Stewardship qualifies you for more. If you want to grow your business, what you need is stewardship. You need to be able to steward the resources you have, steward opportunities you have, steward everything that comes your way as a resource effectively to be able to get to the next level in your entrepreneurial pursuit. I always tell people, excellent stewardship is the only high road to marketplace dominion. If you want to dominate your marketplace, you need to be excellent at stewardship. Right? Now, that's the very first reason. The second reason is stewardship is what sets you up for God's approval. God approves great stewards. He disapproves of bad stewards. Right? Now, let me give you an example. Luke chapter 19, it talks about a man calls his servants and gives them talents. Right? And he tells them, occupy till I come. Then when he comes back on the day of reckoning, he's asking, this person, I gave you 5 talents. How much? The person said, 10 talents. He says, have thou rule over 10 cities. So God approves of him. That's the first thing. The second thing is, he gets more because he was a good steward. He gets more than just the talents that he had and more than just the income that he brought into his master's kingdom. That's the first thing. To the second person, the same thing. Gave him 2 talents. He brought back 2 more. So 4. Then the third person came in and said, this is your talent that you gave me. I did nothing with it. I buried it because I was afraid that you're a wicked man and that you're going to reap where you did not sow. So he buried that talent and nothing. And what did the master say? Take that which he has and give to the person who has more. Right? And then the person that produced less, that did not produce at all, the master said to cast him into prison, right? So that was his punishment. So stewardship is the greatest lesson you'll ever learn because it will help you to get God's approval in your marketplace, number one. And number two, stewardship is going to set you up for more, for business growth. Unprecedented business growth only comes when you're a great steward, right? All right. So now, a lot of people, let me dispel this one myth about stewardship. Stewardship doesn't make you a servant. Stewardship doesn't mean you're a servant. Stewardship simply means that you are in trust. In other words, you are overseeing, you are supervising the resources or the property of someone. That someone could be you, it could be someone else. That's what stewardship is. It simply means that you supervise, you oversee the management of a property or a resource, right? That's what stewardship is all about. Now, a lot of people think that stewardship makes you a servant. Great stewardship, excellent stewardship is stewarding as a son of the kingdom, not as a servant to the kingdom. We stewards of God's kingdom, we are owners. Remember, the Bible says we are joint heirs with Christ. It says the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, right? And it says we are joint heirs with Christ. So whatever Christ has, I have. And whatever it is that comes into my hand, I am an owner in that thing. When you steward from the mentality of an owner rather than from a mentality of a hireling or from a mentality of a servant, you feel like this thing I'm stewarding isn't even mine. That was the problem with the steward that was cast for destruction. He said, you are a wicked man. You want to reap where you did not sow. So he put himself away from the profits, the benefits of what he was stewarding, and thought that everything he was doing was only for his master. But that's wrong. If you're stewarding in the kingdom, know that the property, the resources that have been committed to your trust, you're an owner. You're an owner. And you have to act as one. So now, what is it about stewardship that you have to learn that has to give you an edge in your marketplace? The first thing that you need to know about great stewards. Let me give you, now what I want to give you is 3 characteristics, 3 attributes, 3 hallmarks of great stewards. The first thing about great stewards is that great stewards are optimizers. What? Or am I right? Optimizers, right? Okay. Great stewards are optimizers. Now, what does it mean to be an optimizer? And what does it mean to optimize? Optimization simply means that you take account of every resource that is at your disposal. You denominate the highest value of the resource. In other words, you're able to define the highest and the best use of that resource. And then you make sure that that resource performs no less than its highest value, than its highest and best use, right? So what are some resources? Time. What do you do with your time? You need to be able to know that. What is the highest and best value of my time? What is the highest and best use of my time now? That's what great stewards do. They are optimizers of time, of people, of money, of assets, hard assets, liquid assets. That's the first hallmark of great stewards. They are optimizers. So take stock of every resource that's at your disposal right now and think, are you being an optimizer? Are you being a good steward? Are you optimizing your business? Is your business performing no less than its value, than its real value? If your business is performing less than its real value, then you're not optimizing. Therefore, you're not a great steward, right? Now, one thing about great stewards, one thing about being an optimizer is that you become frugal. In other words, you avoid waste to the highest possible value. Let me give you a case in point. Jesus Christ multiplies fish, right? 5 loaves, 2 fishes. He multiplies those, and then when everybody is well fed, because he's an optimizer, he knows that the highest and best value of bread and fish is not to be thrown away as waste. So he commands or he charges his disciples to gather those. So that's him being a good steward by being an optimizer. So he optimized the resource of the bread and the fish. So those things were gathered into 12 baskets full and blah, 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 the rest of the story. So that's him being an optimizer. So stewardship, 3 hallmarks of great stewards. Number 1, they are great optimizers. The second thing is that they are multipliers. Right? In other words, whatever it is that you give me. Now, I actually had the Lord tell me this one time. He says, whatever God gives to you, He expects for it to multiply, and that is your responsibility. Think about that for a moment. So whatever resource that you have in your hands should be multiplying. If it is not multiplying, then you're not a great steward. Because God is interested in multiplication. So as a Christian entrepreneur, if your business is not in a perpetual multiplication mode, you're missing out at being a great steward. And when you're not a great steward, remember, God's approval on your business is limited, firstly. And then secondly, there is no room for you to expand. There's no room for you to improve on your Christian entrepreneurship. So you need to be a multiplier. That's why God said to the person whom he gave 5 talents to, you have brought back 5 more talents, making it 10. The person multiplied. The person with 2 multiplied. The person with 1 did not multiply. The same thing with Jesus Christ and the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes. He multiplied. So there must always be multiplication to make you a great steward. Whatever it is that you have, you must multiply. You have a group of people that work for you. Are their potentials multiplying? The number doesn't necessarily need to multiply, but are their potentials multiplying? Or is the impact of your business multiplying? If it's not, you're not a great steward. Therefore, you need to redefine your steps. You need to retrace your steps. So, optimizers, multipliers, and then the next great hallmark of great stewards is accountability. In other words, great stewards are accountable. Accountability simply means that you're able to give accurate report on whatever it is that was committed to your trust, whatever it is that was handed over to you as a resource. Can you comfortably account for that thing? If you cannot account for it, then your stewardship is questionable, right? Jesus Christ multiplied an accurate number of fish. 5 loaves of fish and 2 fishes. Accurate. When Jesus Christ fed the multitudes, he had the accurate number, 5,000 men. Accurate. When the baskets were gathered, 12 baskets full. Accurate numbers. So you're able to report accurately on whatever it is that is committed to your trust. The same thing with the talents. Accurate numbers. Jesus Christ, in giving account concerning his disciples, he told God, he says, of all them that you have given me, I have lost none except the son of perdition. Right? That the scriptures might be fulfilled. So that is accountability. So if you're going to be a great steward, you need to be able to be an optimizer, a multiplier, and someone who is accountable. This is what sets you up for growth in your business. If you're not stewarding right, if you're not optimizing, multiplying, being accountable, there is no room for improvement. There is no room for growth. It doesn't matter what innovation you come up with. Without this, there is no room for growth. It doesn't matter the number of people that you know. It doesn't matter the number of customers that you have. Without this, there is no room for improvement in your business. And God's approval on your business will be limited because he knows that if he gives more resources into your hands, they will be wasted. Right? And the resources of the kingdom are not for waste. All right. If you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, I implore you to click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, become a part of this, and I also want you to subscribe to become a gem insider. That is where all the secret stuff happens. That's where all the good stuff happens. That's where all the all the good stuff, right? That's where the gold is. That's where if you want to dig into the nuggets of everything that I have to offer and what the community has to offer, become a part of Gem Insider somewhere on the link in description, bio, or on the video. So thank you so much for watching this video today. God bless you.